Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're unboxing a package from Kinetic Labs. We have Polycaps sealed Pbt Keycaps and Kinetic Labs Husky linear switches. Thanks for hanging out with me. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe so you can catch all the future keyboard related content and who knows, maybe some other things here and there. So, first off, Polycaps sealed Pbt Keycaps. They are a double shot thick Pbt keycap. They have a slight texture. They are cherry profile and they have compatibility for most boards. They don't have dedicated support for ISO 40% or ortho boards, but you may be able to make it work with what's included. It's hard to say for sure. This is my fourth Polycap set. I've been very impressed with all of the other ones. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they come out with in the future. So the Husky linear switch, I ordered 90 of these switches. If you were to order 70, they're $36.40. It's basically a linear switch with a long pole, or excuse me, a long pole stem, and it says it's a snappy 63.5 gram symmetric spring. So we'll take a look at those, see what we think. For me, it cost $109.99 for the switches, which I ordered 90 of, as well as the keycaps. The switches were $45 for 90, and the seal keycaps were $64.99. They were offering free shipping, and I believe they still are. Yes, so for orders over $99, you don't have to pay shipping, which is why I added the switches in. And since I'm not in the same state as them, I did not have to pay taxes. So, without any further ado, let's get into this box. See what we have. Oh wow, that's a cute little bag there. So, let's take a look at one of these switches really quick, and then we'll get right into those keycaps. I am definitely a linear guy. Let's see if I can get you a little focus on it. So you've got a gray bottom, an off-white top, and an off-white stem, an almost grayish white top. Open one of these up. I want to see what the spring looks like. I'm usually more of a fan of a heavier weight spring. Okay, so what you've got here is you've got the long double springs that we're starting to see more and more of. So there is a look at the spring. The stem is definitely long pole, as you can see. And it's a linear stem, so nothing special to look at as far as the shape there. I'll put this back together a little later. It does appear to be dry inside and no lube, so that's a good thing. Let's get this to focus back in. And zoom back in so maybe you can't quite see the wreck that my desk is outside of the camera. Let's pop into seal here. And that was my wow stick falling over. So the box here has a seal on it. Looks kind of like a watercolor painting or something. Seal, got a seal on the back. Another seal. Says Kinetic Labs Polycap. Please care for the environment. Recycle. Made in China. Seal keycap set. Kinetic Labs logo. Can I get my finger in there? There we go. The downside to having just clipped my nails last night. Okay, so they are upside down in the box. Not a big deal because they are closed up, so they're not going to go everywhere. The last unboxing I did of Pbt Taro for novel keys, when I opened it, the top row was just scattered everywhere. Okay, so looks like our modifiers. Okay, these look really good. Interesting texture. It's not that smooth texture that I really liked from Korn and from Geek Arc Lancelot. I don't know if I would really call that. What did they call it? They said it was a slight texture. I don't know. It's actually a pretty strong texture. I would say that's getting borderline sandpaper feeling. I don't know how long that feeling would stick around. I mean, they are PBT, so I don't imagine that they would, you know, soften up from typing on them. But it's not a bad feel, but it's almost like a really fine grit sandpaper. It's not super intense. I do like it. I do like these colors. They actually match really well with the colors of these Husky switches. I didn't even think about that when I ordered them. I was just like, ooh, long pole linear. Let's give them a try. As usual, the legends are very crisp, even. I don't see any weird spacings. Well, maybe on the shifts here. On the shifts here, it does look like the T may be a little wider space, but I think that might just be because of the F that they use instead of the F going all the way over. Yeah, actually here on this backspace, it does look a little uneven. I haven't noticed this in past Polycap sets, so hopefully they don't continue with this. There is definitely a little unevenness in a few of them, but nothing super disappointing for a $65 set. And apparently my green screen has been whacked out this whole time. Sorry about that. But yeah, so that's that for Polycap Seal and Husky linear switches. All in all, for $65, I would still say it's not a bad keycap set. It definitely, I don't know, the more I look at it, the more I'm noticing little things, like for instance here on the heck, there we go. So like for instance here on home, the O looks a little out of place compared to the other letters. So while I really like these colors, this is probably the most disappointing Polycap set I've got to date. Hopefully they don't continue with these weird errors in the legending and they go back to the way previous sets were. Actually I would say even this ISO enter here looks a little bit blurry, which likely I won't be using this. Yeah, it's not really coming across in the camera, but in person it feels slightly blurry. See what happens going forward. Yeah, I think all of the ones that are this tan color have a slight blur look to them in person. It's not coming across on camera, but it's not terrible, and maybe it's just the way the light's hitting it for me, but not terribly disappointed. For $65, you could definitely do worse out there. So I would still recommend checking this set out if you like the colors and you're not super picky. I'm sure these are little minor things that could be overlooked, but I guess we're gonna go ahead and put this video to an end. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.